Welcome to the Prosperity and Beyond podcast. I'm Michelle Stamper, your mindset and manifestation coach, here to help you create your dream life from the inside out. In this space, we dive deep into self-image, mindset shifts, manifestation, meditation, and universal laws, so you can align with your highest timeline and fully step into your authentic power. This is your sacred space to trust your intuition, raise your vibration, and unlock prosperity and freedom from within, starting now. Say it with me. I am prosperity and beyond. Welcome back to another episode of Prosperity and Beyond. Today is a very special day. Today is August 8th, 2025. We are in the middle of a Lionsgate portal. So what does this all mean, right? There's a lot going on the outside with this Mercury retrograde and the Lionsgate portal and the full moon this weekend. What do you need to do right now to come back into your power? You have to realize that everything that is created in your reality, the reflection of who you really are. Your reality is a divine mirror of your consciousness, for you are the creator of your reality. So it's really time to step into the seat of empowerment. That's what I like to call it. It's really the driver's seat. Really realizing that you are the main character of your life. And it's not the season of sitting on the sidelines anymore. It's a season of initiation, a season of decision making, of really tuning into what you want. With the Mercury retrograde, it has been a difficult time for a lot of people, but it is working for you. Like I said, you create your reality. So when you decide that something is working for your highest good, that something is working for the generation of your highest timeline, you are attracting that into your space. The ultimate creator and frequency that attracts into your life is you. And understanding this power that you hold within yourself, within you. And this power has been with you forever, with eternity in mind. So knowing that the prosperity, the love, everything that you are in search of as a human perspective is within you. So we are creating our reality from within. And when we step into this knowing, we are home. And the reason why I want to talk about the Lionsgate portal is because the number 8 is very significant. Today is August 8th, 8 portal. When you think of the number 8, you think of the infinity sign. And the infinity sign is never ending. One with God, one with the moment, one with eternity. So the number 8 turned sideways as the infinity sign. And really, when I think of infinite creation, I feel like this balance of giving and receiving. We're tuning into this knowing that I'm eternal, this knowing I'm here to receive overflow. I am the overflow. I'm here to give in a state of overflow. So just as you are here to expect for receiving overflow, you are here to be the overflow in which the world needs. When you can start seeing who you are on a soul level, this eternal being who is here to create from within and get to decide, and your consciousness will reflect what's in your reality, everything changes. You don't need a guru in your life. You don't need to read the book. You don't need a coach. Those are things that align to you in your path that you're attracting based on your consciousness and can help your expansion in the direction of your journey. But the ultimate power, no matter what, is within you. And nothing can change in your reality, in your life, until you make a decision. So it's really this knowing that I am here to make a decision, to be in the driver's seat of my life, to be the artist of my life, to be the author of my life. And really taking ownership of your creation, ownership of what you want, ownership of what you're focusing on, and realizing when you're not feeling your best that you have the power to redirect it. It doesn't mean life is all rainbows and butterflies. It doesn't mean we're not having a human experience. We're here to have a human experience. But it's really tapping into this knowing that I am the creator of my reality. And the word responsibility and ownership really comes through with that. Whether it's the good or the bad that comes through, I am the creator. The way I perceive other people, the way I perceive relationships, the way I perceive family members is what I'm attracting into my life. So the more I look at them in a negative light and feed that energy and become one with that frequency, it multiplies. and the evidence comes through, and so it shall be. And this goes with creating the life that you want. Start to realize that who you're speaking to on the external reality is you. And when you can start to speak with love and to act with love, no matter who you're facing, you become one with that love because that's who you really are. And this takes time to process, right? Because sometimes there might be people in the world that are doing these terrible things, or people in your family that, they've done things that upset you. But you keep replaying that story in your head. That story will become one with your reality. You have to really realize that your thoughts, your vibration is the ultimate creation of your reality, and that you become a vibrational match to the frequency that you're on. This is the laws of the universe, law of attraction. And the law of attraction is based on the law of vibration, that everything moves and nothing rests. We all are like these droplets that come onto this planet in human form, and we are one consciousness with God. And yes, there's contrast, and yes, there's people who are not awake yet. But as we move into looking inward, that's what the awakening is. So when we are mad at the outside world, when we're mad at another person, it's our consciousness creating it, right? And our vibration is allowing it in. We are meant to create a life where we are attracting high frequency beings and people and experiences, so we can be the best version of who we are, so we can create from this frequency and really make the change in the world. The change in this world, the change that the world needs is you. You to look inward, you to discover what your gifts are, you to use your gifts, and to step into that higher self. We have to stop waiting to show up. There might be days where you feel tired or where you feel off, but it's always because that reality is there because of the stories we've been telling ourselves. We've been waiting to show up in our light because of the stories we've been telling ourselves. The money hasn't been coming in the way we want because of the story we have been telling ourselves. The story that you've been telling is your programming. It's your belief. And so it shall be. It's interesting because we want things to change, and then we want our mindset to shift into that. We want the reality to go first, and then we shift our mindset. And this is what the true strength comes from, is your mindset. Your aura, your frequency creates your reality. This is taking responsibility for who you are and what you're here to do on this planet. It's not to chase, it's not to hustle, it's to use your gifts, it's to spread the love by being the love and taking ownership of your reality, because you create your reality. The more you get into this inner work, the more you reprogram your mind, the more you repeat this, the more you become one with that reality. So don't give up. Okay. There's things that I used to say a long time ago that I say now, but it's at a different frequency because I'm speaking from the I am presence versus I know or I think, from that intellectual conscious mind to impressing it into the subconscious mind, because it doesn't reject. It can only accept what you're feeding it frequency wise, because you are the painter, you're the author. There's nobody in there saying, nope, that's not good for you. Nope, that's not good for you. Nope, you can do better. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself. I feel like there's so many of us who would never speak to another person the way we speak to ourselves, or we would never be a friend with somebody who speaks the way we speak to ourselves, whether it's the way we talk about how we look, or we talk about our finances, or we talk about just the way we perceive ourselves. Your self-image is so important when you're stepping into creating your dream life. How can you create and ask for this beautiful life when your self-image is not where it should be? So this is what the inner work really is. It's stepping into this phase of self-love, because that's the only love we have, is actually comes from within. And it's all reflected back to us when we awaken inside this inner truth, this inner being, this higher self, this eternal being that you are. And understanding that this body is not who we are. And for this moment is eternal, but this body is not eternal, but my soul is, but my higher consciousness is, but my higher self is, but the all-knowing part of me is. And I can connect to that version of me through feeling, through emotion. That's my internal guidance system in creating my dream life. And I teach a lot about prosperity because prosperity is about overflow. It's about receiving. It's about the ability to give more than ever and being flow in this giving and receiving, this infinite creation, infinite possibilities, infinite potential. But it's not about the money. It's not about the external. It is about the relationship with yourself. And for everything that comes in from the external is the bonus, is the experience. It's the molding of the human reality with the spiritual. This prosperity of overflow is there with or without the external reality. The prosperity is there with or without the external reality. It's a feeling, it's a knowing, it's the I am presence. I am prosperity and beyond is in the stillness of the now. It's in the breath of the moment. And when you connect to practices such as meditation, really it's just having you slow down so you can connect to who you really are, connect to this all-knowing part of you. And your intuition's here to guide you in creating this dream life. And really, the dream is just to feel the peace and the love and the prosperity in the moment of stillness, in the moment of silence. It's the I am presence and understanding who you really are on a soul level and feeling content and fulfilled in the moment, no matter what happens on the external reality, because you know who you are. And the more you are in this presence, you reflect it back into your reality and you become one with the I am. And it's not from need, it's not from ego, it's not from showing off. It is all divinely matches. You're a magnet to this reality because prosperity is in the internal version of you and external. So the more you awaken the internal, the more you awaken the external reality. But when the internal reality is awakened, the external reality does not matter. For you are complete and you are whole as you are right now. You are prosperous and whole as you are right now, no matter what the result is, because you get to decide what the result is. You get to decide what you want to create. You get to ask yourself the question, what do I want? Every single day. You get to tune into this higher vibration by choosing yourself, by looking inward, by developing this relationship with yourself. The most important relationship in your life is with yourself. And you're here on this planet to do something magnificent. You're here for a divine reason, a divine path. And what are you going to do today to love yourself? What are you going to do today? What questions are you going to ask yourself to create, to start this creation from within? The creation that ignites your heart space, the creation that ignites your passions, your gifts. You are gifted. You are gifted. You are intuitive. You are here to share your gifts. And I feel like the beginning of my journey, I start to discover what my gifts were, my intuitive gifts, and I felt shame because I was different. And this is another thing, you're meant to be different. Each person on this planet has unique divine gifts that come from discovering who you are in the relationship with yourself. And they're not meant to be, oh, what is everyone else doing? Let me do it. It's what do I want? What activates me? What lights me up? Because the more you shine, the more the world can shine. And it's giving yourself permission to create. It's giving yourself permission to think outside the box. For many of us are in this box of I can only do this. This is what makes logical sense in my business. This is the only thing I could have in my relationship. This is the only thing I could have in my finances. And you put yourself into this box. And the box is this lack mindset. And it doesn't correspond to the truth of I am prosperity and beyond, that I can receive and have whatever I desire. I can be, do, and have whatever I desire. This is why it's so important to come back home and to meditate and to love yourself and then ask, what do I want? Because you're asking from a higher vibration. When you ask that question from feeling good, right, doing this inner work, you're getting guidance from your higher self. And this is what helps you propel you into the highest timeline. So practices such as meditation, but meditation's not everything. You are whole and complete and intuitive without meditation. So just like crystals, I'm carrying this crystal right now. I got it Abraham Hicks. I'm whole and complete without crystals. I'm whole and complete without money. The external reality does not hold the power. It is a reflection, a mirror, a reminder of who I am. And these are tools. These are tools that we use to come back home, because everything in which I seek is actually within me, and it's never been out there, right? This is just part of the experience. I've been connecting with light codes and intuitive light codes of healing, but I'm just moving energy, and that energy is me. And really what comes from it, it's my intention. My intention is what makes it powerful. My belief is what makes it powerful. My decision making of this is what I'm doing, this is what's happening makes it powerful because I get to decide. I get to create, and you are the creator of your reality. Everything is working out for you when you decide that it is. Everything is not working out for you when you decide that it is. Does this make sense? You decide. You decide starting today. Let go of the past. Let go of what's happened. Come back into the now. Breathe into the now. Take a moment to just breathe. Breathe with me and feel the stillness of the now. Breathe into the prosperity. Breathe in to the eternal love that has always been with you before you were born. Allow this energy, this frequency of prosperity, love, abundance, overflow, this healing, activating energy shower over you as you become aware of your truth. As simple as breathing, as simple as slowing down, as simple as just making a decision to connect. I decide to connect. I feel, I know, I am. Slowing down and being in the moment is so powerful. Looking at yourself in the mirror, speaking to yourself, paying attention to the way you speak to yourself, falling in love with Michelle, falling in love with who you are, looking at her or him and giving him or her grace, seeing his or her potential, allowing your love to shine through. Slow down and decide that everything is always working out for me. Starting right now. It doesn't matter what's happened in the past, happened to my parents, happened in my business, in my relationships in the past. Right now, I get to decide. And I'm going to ask myself, and I want you to ask yourself this question. If there was no lack or limitation, and there isn't because I'm making that decision, what do I want? For many people think hope and wishing or external signs will bring them their manifestations. You do. Those signs, those angel numbers, are a reflection of your consciousness. Ask and it is given. You decide today. What are your dominating thoughts? What is the dominating story that you say every day, that you think every day, that you act from every day? We all take actions in our life. You're acting and showing up based on your belief system. You're showing up in your business. You're showing up in your business based on what you believe about your business. You're showing up in your relationships based on what you believe about your relationships. You're handling a dilemma or problem based on what you believe about the dilemma or problem. You're handling the way you view politics, right? Based on your beliefs. Look at your beliefs. Some beliefs serve you into acting into your highest timeline, and some beliefs bring you down into a lower vibration. What beliefs are serving you into acting as this higher version of you? The version of you who walks a certain way, who talks a certain way, who makes a certain amount of money, who thrives in their business or thrives in relationships, who mends relationships, who walks with confidence. What beliefs build that version of you? And what beliefs are holding you back from connecting to the highest version of you? It is your season of looking at what beliefs are serving me and what are not, and deep diving in. This is what the inner work is. Because a belief is a set of programming, it's a set of thoughts that have been reoccurring in your mind, that has been impressed into your subconscious mind, and then it becomes one with your reality. And then that's how you act and show up in the world. When you wake up, what you do for work, how you handle relationships, how you view money, it's the programming. We got to figure out what beliefs are not serving us. And then we tell a new story. We repeat a new affirmation. We become a different version of us. Because we act naturally from our beliefs. If you think you can only have one stream of income and you need to support yourself, you're going to act, you're going to go and find a job. I'm going to look for a 9 to 5. I'm going to look for a job. If you believe in multiple streams of income, and that's what's normal to you, not just intellectually, but it's been part of your story. It's been part of the way you talk. It's been part of your paradigm. You impress it into the subconscious mind, then you act, you think of, and you connect, and you attract different streams of income. What you feed your mind and repeat becomes, and that's how you show up in the world. So the way you speak and the stories you tell are so important. There was one day I was at a coffee shop and this lady was going on and on about her trip, one negative thing after the other negative thing. And then she even went out of the trip and started talking about another negative thing and another. She was on a negative train. And then obviously all these negative things happened right after each other because her focus, what she was feeding it, and it became, and I'm sure when she was speaking that to the other person, she didn't even realize she's creating more. She's creating more. And it's not something to get worried about. It's something to be excited that you're aware of the way you speak, those stories you tell. Because the moment you become aware, like this, the moment you redirect it, the moment it gets better. That's the moment that life gets better and better and better and better. The best is yet to come. Right? Awareness is intuition. Awareness is connection to your higher self. Awareness is the unfolding of this higher timeline. Becoming aware of who you are is the unlocking, is the unfolding. So give yourself grace and be excited that you are doing this inner work, that you can catch yourself. When you're speaking negatively about someone else and feeling it into your being, you are one with that frequency. It is not them. It doesn't matter what they've done. It doesn't matter how bad of a person they are. It doesn't matter what actions they take. You're focusing on it. You are allowing it to lower your frequency and you're becoming one with the frequency. Do you understand? And then you come out into the world with that frequency. And how can we create our highest timeline when we're wrapped up in that frequency? When there is so much beauty to experience, there's so many other things to focus on. And yes, it might be upsetting. Yes, what that person's doing might not be right. But who's the most powerful person in your reality that can change is you. So when you do the inner work and you rise above and you're not focusing on it, you are serving the world in the way you're meant to, from your light. For how can we serve the world from darkness? We need people to activate their light. We need people to activate who they are. We need people to come out and use their gifts. This is what the healing does. And we have to stop blaming the external reality. If you want to blame the external reality for your reality, you will keep in the same paradigm. You will stay in the same frequency, and your life will not shift and change the way you want it to. For what you focus on becomes your reality. For what you focus on and feel and ignite from within. So it doesn't mean you can't see bad things. It's just, are you getting to the point where you're consuming it so much that you're feeling it? Because that means you're tuning into that frequency, and that is not serving. And you're meant to serve from your light. Be one with the light by focusing on the light and showing up in that light. And gratitude is one of the most, I've talked about this in pretty much every episode, but gratitude is one of the highest vibrational places we can be at. It's a direct connection to the highest version of you. Your higher self looks at life in a different way than the human mind can. And I'm aware of that. I'm not going to be my higher self walking around 24/7 in this body. I'm here to experience the contrast. I'm here to be imperfectly perfect. My soul is perfect. My human version of me is not. But that's part of why I came here, to grow and expand more in this contrast and learn about how to redirect myself, learn about how to come back even deeper into myself. Because a lot of the times where people have the strongest spiritual awakenings or the most prevalent spiritual awakenings is because of the darkness, because of what they've been through. It pushes them into, who am I? What do I want? What's going on? How can I get to happiness and joy? Because when you hit rock bottom, the contrast can propel you into a higher timeline when you have the right tools. Because when you know what you don't want, you know what you do. But not just that, when someone gets cancer, that's the first time somebody looks inward and says, who am I? What is life? Let me slow down. Oh, my job or the outside things don't matter as much. Let me focus on what does matter. Sometimes the darkness brings us into the light. But the darkness doesn't have to stay there. That's the thing. The darkness can remind us. Then once we're reminded who we are, we create from that higher mantle. We create from that knowing. We create from, I am the creator of my reality. And so it is. And we visualize, what do you want? How many of you are visualizing what you want versus focusing on what you have? Focus on what you have if that's what you want, but don't focus on what you have and get emotionally involved if it's not what you want. Don't focus on what you don't want, even if it's in your reality. It doesn't mean ignore it. It means don't feel into it. Only feel into it if it's what you want. Get emotionally involved with what you want, because then you start to expand that reality, become one with it. The emotions are guiding you. It's a frequency. Emotions are a frequency. Everything's a frequency, but it's our way of calculating, our way of understanding what's meant for us and what's not, what's aligned and what's not. Your emotions are your internal guidance system. These are gifts. Once you start doing the healing, once you start realizing who you are, once you realize that, once you put yourself into the driver's seat, that you create your reality, and miracles happen, but it's not miracles. Like, it just is. Prosperity just is. You are the prosperity. So when we manifest miracles from God, right, it's not a miracle. It just is. It's the law of attraction. Ask and it is given. Believe, feel it into existence and into the I am presence that you know, and feel it, and it shall be. From the human perspective, a lot of the times in manifestation culture, they talk about Delulu is the Salulu. And it's interesting because it's delusional because you don't believe it. But in the God's perspective or universe perspective, it's I am. It's done. It's in your vortex. If you want it, you can have it. It's unlimited possibilities. So it just is. A manifestation just is. And because you get to decide. And you can manifest what you don't want just as much as you can manifest what you do want. There's no favorites in the manifestation process, for you are the creator. And what your focus is, it becomes. It's been very interesting learning and deep diving into manifestations and the laws of the universe. But the main focus is that you are the creator of your reality, realizing all the power is within you. And it's always been there in this human form, before this human form, after this human form. It's one with you. Eternity is one with you. Prosperity is one with you. Eternal love is one with you. And so when you're feeling lost, or if you're feeling lonely, or if you're feeling poor, the answers are not outside. The money will not cure, for you are the prosperity. So it's this feeling, this knowing, this inner knowing, and this falling in love with yourself and discovering who you are on a soul level. And then once you do this and feel it and know it and come from the I am presence, your reality will reflect it. And it's not a miracle. It just is. You are the miracle. You are what you're asking for. You are what you're looking for. And a lot of the times it's just about giving yourself permission to do what your heart is desiring. Your heart wants to start the business. Your heart wants to start the podcast. Your heart wants to attract the right person into your life. You will attract it when you decide that you are already there. In the I am presence, it is done. That time doesn't exist. That all reality is right here. And it's about making a decision. It's about showing up as that version of you who has received. For if you don't show up as that version, you don't believe. And believing is in the I am presence. The I am presence is I decide. I am. And what do you speak? What do you feel? What do you know? What do you embody in the present moment? For the present moment is all we have. And so it is. So take a moment to just breathe. Ease yourself into the moment. Think about some things that you're grateful for. It could be things in your external reality that are outside of you. And also take time to think about the internal shifts, the changes that you've made, the deepening of the love that you have for yourself in the past 6 months to a year. Feel the gratitude of this connection to who you really are. For that is the strongest, most high frequency. Gratitude is this realization of self, this realization of home is where you are, that prosperity is where you are. Feel grateful that you are here listening to this message, for it is not just me sharing it, it is the highest version of you. You have attracted this message into your life. This message is from you. I am a divine mirror of what you have been asking for. Ask and it is given. We are on this divine path of creation. We are on this divine path of coming back to the I am worthy, the I am presence, and empowerment. The feeling of I decide, I am, and taking ownership of that nothing is outside, it is all within. And for that feeling and that knowing, we create. It is time to create your life and ask yourself every day, what do I want? Because every time you ask yourself, you're breaking through that wall of lack and limitation, or that programming that has been passed down from generation to generation. Because when you ask yourself, what do you want? It's from a state of there is no limits. There is infinite potential. And sometimes it gets a little uncomfy, or we're not able to get to that real understanding of what we want, because it's not from the ego we ask this question. It is from our higher self. It is from what our heart, what is your heart desire in this lifetime? What is your heart desire in this lifetime? And become one with it, because that is what's guiding you, is your heart. Become heart centered in everything that you do, and you will never go astray. You will never leave the beaten path. You will be walking one with God. Heaven is laid at your feet. That's one thing that my mentor likes to say, is heaven is laid at your feet. So with each step in the I am presence, create the most beautiful, magical life, because you are the most beautiful, magical person on this planet. See who you are by looking inward and watch it reflect. And thank you for listening to this is episode 9 of my podcast. And as always, I love you and happy manifesting. Happy Lionsgate portal. Remember, these are external events that are going on, but the true power lies within. The true power lies in your consciousness, what you focus on, and what you make it mean. Like, what does the Lionsgate portal mean to you? It's a portal of expansion, a portal of receiving more in your life. The number 8, becoming one with the 8 frequency, this eternal frequency of giving and receiving in clear knowing and connection to God. I am prosperity and beyond. Thank you for listening to episode 9 of the Prosperity and Beyond podcast. Make sure you're following me on social media, on TikTok and Instagram at Prosperity and Beyond. I will link down my website. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I'm offering a 15 to 20 minute discovery call, and I'm relaunching my one-on-one coaching. So go check out my website. Or if you want to learn more about me, I have a whole about me section and a lot of things that are to come. So thank you so much for the support. And if you love this episode, make sure you leave a comment down below. The podcast is also on Apple, and I'm reposting it on YouTube. So I'll catch you in the next episode. I love you guys so much. Bye.